recorded from a secret location in the city that moves mountains. Greetings.
I have come here to kick and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of gum. I read exactly what you wrote today, buddy.
Actually, you wrote that. That's the one from last week. Next week, we hope to have that corrected. Correct, Dirty Dan?
That's all you, buddy.
Yeah,
that's
man. See, but, I just left the basic thing that you made last week.
It's okay. Then, I have a footnote here to check Goose's format before reading.
Goose is right, man. Goose is right. It's supposed to say, I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Right, but all I see is I have come here to kick in capitals with 3 little asterisks.
Yes, you do see that, but this is you're throwing me under the bus for this one. This is the recycled format with new stuff added from last week that Dirty Dan prepared.
Excuses are like buttholes. Everybody's got
yes,
one. Some are just bigger than others.
Yeah. How's your day going, my friend?
It's going, buddy. How about you?
It's good. It's good. It's been a little bit busy at the cookie factory. Not too bad. Knock on an oak tree.
Did you have any rain during your break times today?
We had some just a few moments ago, right before we came on.
Son, it's poured this morning.
So it I think it may have this morning, and then just a few minutes ago it did. So, but it's not been too bad. I got a haircut and a shave before I come out to cookie factory business today. So
that's why you look so dapper.
Yes, I am a Dapper Dan man.
Are you a Dapper Dan man? Okay.
You like that?
Right.
You like that? Before we move any farther, we will have a special treat coming up in the show after segment 1. A friend of mine who is the lead singer and in a local band called Midlife Crisis. They have a new album coming out. The album is called Have a Little Faith. It will be available September 10th on CD, USB stick, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, and more. And we will be playing the title track off the album coming up a little bit later in the show. Again, that is Midlife Crisis. If you have a chance to check those guys out, please do. They have been together for quite a while, and they are really good musicians.
If we ever make it big time and we can have a live studio audience, we should have them on as one of the bands.
What you mean, like a house band or coming in and doing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So you envision the Tonight Show type stuff, right?
No, more like the Howard Stern Show.
Okay. Well, yeah. We could definitely do that. We'll have to change your name to Booker. Would that be okay?
I don't care.
Okay.
I mean, I've been called much worse.
Oh, well, we're going to start out with some listener email, but before we do, I want to remind everyone that episode 42 is now up of our podcast. You can find it on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Google Podcast, Overcast, Anchor, anywhere you find top-quality podcast. And Dirty Dan, why is episode 42 so special?
Because 42 is the answer to everything.
Well,
and with that, we have the first ever public interview with someone related to Ingersoll Lockwood, the company.
Yes, we do, and it is part 1. We will have part 2.
Part 1 of who knows how many.
Well, part 2 of this next one will be part 2, but then we will have the guy back on in the future. So I'm going to start out with some listener email first, and
hey, Goose,
yes, sir.
Why don't you read us some emails?
I think I will. I was getting ready to do that. That is a great idea. Pickle King, first time writing in. Hey, Goose and Dirty Dan, what's your thoughts on all these UFO sightings and videos being posted from all over the world? This is my first time writing in, and I'll listen for your answer, Roswell. And I knew that was his first time writing in because I would have remembered the name Pickle King. So, some of the, and I actually shared one from TikTok with Dirty Dan yesterday. from Owensboro, Kentucky. And what was your thoughts on that one?
Well, it's Owensboro, and it was in the O'Reilly's parking lot, so I'm not surprised.
But I mean, did you watch how they moved and how they?
I did, and there's one glimpse where I believe there was 3 of them in there.
Yes, there was 3 of them.
At least I saw 3, and there was 2 together and one kind of more by itself in the bottom. But the one that gave it away is not necessarily being CGI or Photoshop or whatever you want to call it. Was that upper one that was part of the group of 2? When it ducked below the power lines, you could see it stabilize, and there was a slight blast of some sort of emissions from an engine of some sort there.
Right.
It wasn't just like a beam of light; it didn't just disappear. There was actual visible emissions from that.
Yeah.
So that one kind of has me thinking.
Maybe it was explainable.
It's Owensboro, but it's also Owensboro. And for anyone that listens in Owensboro, I used to run a truck shop out of there, so I'm allowed to say this.
As far as my thoughts on all these videos popping up from people all over the world, some of them look very realistic. There's one from Germany that is a TR3B.
How about that one from India, though, where they got the alien walking?
The alien. I'm leaning towards that being real, even though the alien, I mean, just India, a third world country. I don't think that they would have the technology, regular people, to Photoshop or CGI stuff in because the phone quality is not that good, which makes me think it's an older cell phone.
They're using their old flip phones, and they got their tuk-tuks they're riding around on, and then bam.
The one
guy almost hits them.
Yeah, and to me, that one almost seems real. What's your thoughts on that one?
I mean, it's either real or it's a really scary flashback for like my second or third time at Waffle House, 4 a.m. drunk.
Now, and there's one from Germany that's a TR3B where they're actually following it. And that one is 100% legit. That is not an alien craft. That is a U.S.-owned craft. That is a TR3B. And there's still a lot of people that have not heard of the TR3B, but all you have to do is look it up. And before we move on to the next email, Dirty Dan, I want to ask you something real quick because you brought up, cell phone, Photoshop, CGI. Have you watched any of the time travelers that post on TikTok? How they go to places and they're completely deserted and stuff?
Son, I'm still learning how to use TikTok.
Okay.
You're lucky I was able to find the Here to Chew Bubblegum page.
Okay. Well, hey, you found it and made a nice duet earlier. But, it just amazes me how they can, for one, I don't think they're a time traveler. And number 2, how they can take a cell phone and edit out that stuff. Who?
Look up Zach King.
Zach King.
I remember him from the Vine days. That whole 6-second video
that
used to be out. And he's like a little minute magician, I'll call it. Like, this guy does incredible things and goes from incredible lengths of work to just make it seem out of this freaking world.
And you're talking about like cell phone video
like what
CGI.
You're talking about. Yeah.
I will definitely have to check that out. Dirty Dan, why don't you take the next 2 emails?
I guess I will then. We have Joy writing in. Do you guys ever plan on doing any giveaways where listeners can win merch?
Yes, we do.
I guess we really have to get on that merch store then, huh?
Well, and we have some flyers and some other stuff left over from the Comic Con.
I'm pretty sure they're wanting like a nice throw over, or a scarf, or a T-shirt, or sunglasses.
Are you sure they don't want an autographed piece of paper that's got our picture and stuff on it?
I mean, I think they'd want that along with something. But we gotta make a swag pack, man.
A swag pack.
Swag pack.
How about we give away 2 foot-long hot dogs from Dairy Queen? Why are you rolling your eyes? That's a good prize, man. That is a good prize. No comment on that. No, we're definitely, hopefully, within the next couple of weeks, we'll have some T-shirts and stuff available. And
I'm so sorry, listeners. I'm so sorry.
Maybe we can give away one of the posters that we have. That's actually in the bunker when we move locations, which, it is my fault that I've not moved and set up. Hopefully that will be this week. Hopefully next week we'll be doing a show, I will, from the new permanent recording studio. So Ta-da. Fingers crossed. That's exactly right. It's not that I'm a procrastinator. There's just not enough hours in a day.
Mandatory OT is a son of a gun.
There you go. Dirty Dan, I'll let you take the next one, too.
Okay. Last name Sloan writes in, "Hello, guys. I really enjoyed last week's shows, both radio and podcast. You need to have the guys from In Dark Places on again. Also, do you have any plans to have Luke
Fugit
on again anytime in the near future? I've been watching some of his YouTube videos. He's very crafty, and you can tell that he's highly intelligent. Thanks for reading my email. Take care."
We will have
talking about this before.
Yes, and we will have Luke on again, and I apologize that he's not been on since the episode number 1. I have read some emails from him, and he has sent me videos. Me and Luke text.
Hey.
What's that?
That's a good anniversary show idea.
Yes, yeah. Well, hopefully I'll have him on before the anniversary show. But that is a very good idea. But you go back and listen to episode 1, and it's just me by myself, and I was just more or less telling about some UFOs. Exactly. I was more or less just telling about some Kentucky UFOs and unexplained stuff. And Luke was my first guest, and we had a great conversation. And Luke, I think I actually left him with a challenge to build a time machine, and I told him I would check back in with him later. So, that is a pretty good idea for the anniversary show. He's had 1 year to make the time machine. Let's check his progress.
And, I think between now and then, we'll have at least another segment or interview with DJ Nikki, and possibly a third, and who knows how many more. So that'll just increase that area between there.
Yes.
I really do think that'd be a good anniversary idea.
Oh, yeah, that's a great anniversary idea. But I will pass along your well wishes to Luke, and thank you very much. And we will have the guys from In Dark Places on again very soon. Now, this next one is a comment on one of our YouTube videos, and this is a good guy, so I wanted to throw this in and give him a little shout-out this week. Sean, and he commented, "How do I get the patent number for Project 1794. I'm new to this." And I replied and sent him a link. And then he said, "Thanks. Keep up the good work. I listen to you every Sunday on my way to work." Thank you very much, Sean. That really means a lot to us.
Well, except for last Sunday, which was my fault, and I apologize. But thank you, Sean.
Dude, you're totally fine. You don't have to keep apologizing for that. Well, I mean, I'm going to have roundtable shows and have me and Rebecca on them and the other guest. So.
Yeah, not including me.
Yeah. See, I was waiting on that. So.
So we have Wayne in the Membrane writing in. I like that name. "Hello, Goose and Dirty Dan. I saw this in the late afternoon on August 14th, 2021 in Dover, PA. It didn't have a sound or trail of any kind. Thought it was a plane at first, but then it tilted on an angle and was a perfect triangle with a light on each corner and seemed translucent until it changed angles again, which is when I took the picture. It definitely wasn't a drone. It was way too high to be a drone. It was airplane altitude. Also, I found a similar post of the identical picture I took." Did he send the picture in?
He did not send a picture. Wayne, please send us those pictures.
Wayne, I used to live up in that neck of the woods, so I'm familiar with some of the stuff going on around there. So yeah, send me the picture.
Did you ever see some stuff up there that's unexplainable?
I'm going to err on the side of caution and just say yes to that as a blanket statement. I did live in between Fort Indiantown Gap, which is a very big training grounds.
Right.
We had, I guess it became Fort Dix. It used to be McGuire Air Force Base right across bridge in Jersey.
Yeah.
We had Willow Grove Air Force Base right there. And then we had one in Maryland. So I was very close to a lot of strange things, like right in the middle.
Right.
Definitely saw some unexplainable things. Definitely saw some very unexplainable things while I was working at the Firehouse Subs up there for a while. So.
And I thought, where that one was PA, your old neck of the woods, that you may have been in that area or saw something.
I did live in between two nuclear power plants, one of which melted down, the other which should have. So.
Well, see, you were in the prime location, and I can't remember exactly when. I think it might have been the mid-2000s or maybe 2015. Pennsylvania was like the number one state for most UFO sightings. I'm thinking it was 2015 that they were the most. Not just UFO sightings, but creatures and Bigfoot and ghosts and all that stuff.
Well, yeah, that's because I decided to let my beard grow out. And
Oh, I like that one. Lee says, hey, here to chew bubblegum. I've listened to the show for a while now. I'm wanting to say that I really enjoy it. I think Art Bell would be proud. Thank you very much, Lee. That means the world to me because I am a huge Art Bell fan and always will be. So
that's awesome. And the last one, we have Jesse. This is a question for Dan. How did you get the name Dirty Dan?
Well, yeah, that's a good question, Jesse. Dirty Dan, how did you get the name Dirty Dan?
So there once was a man named Goose. And Goose found out that I was a little bit of a fangirl of the show. And a special guest of his, Rebecca Short from TikTok, had told him that.
Yes.
And info was exchanged, and I was smoking that day.
You were smoking meat. You were smoking meat.
I was smoking meat, and I moonlighted as a mechanic, so I'm always dirty. And I make a mean old dirty plate of meat too. So Goose naturally said, "Dirty Dan, the barbecue man," and it stuck.
Yes, it did, and
because my meat can't be beat.
There you go. And then once we meet, or I see pictures of him, and we get to know each other a little bit better. And this is a true story. He tells me, he's like, hey, one of my friends told me that I look like Hopper from Stranger Things. And I'm like, you do? I'm like, why didn't we go with Goose and Hopper? And he's like, no, I like Dirty Dan. I'm like, okay, sounds good to me.
A lot of people who have, when Stranger Things had first come out.
You do look a lot like Hopper. I mean, you could be his little brother. So
I'm bigger than him, though.
Oh, okay. Well, you could be his big brother.
I'd be the big little brother.
There you go.
The big little brother.
There you go.
Stranger Things come out. A lot of people have not seen Stranger Things.
Stranger Things is a good show. I wish they would go ahead and put the new, because I think there's 2 seasons left, and they've got them all filmed and wrapped and in the can, and they just don't have them out yet.
You want a spoiler alert?
Sure.
Hopper's back, and 11 gets taken.
Hopper's what now?
He's back.
Oh, yeah, because I guess season 3 ended with him in a Russian prison. So, and
11 gets taken.
Now, how do you have that inside information?
Because I'm Sheriff freaking Hopper.
Oh, okay. Well, we want to thank all of our listeners for writing in. You can always contact us at the show. You can call, text, or leave a voicemail. Be sure to keep the voicemail clean. The number to call is 606-373-3396, or how can they get in touch with us by email, Dirty Dan?
Well, you can also email us at goose@heretochewbubblegum.com, dirtydan@heretochewbubblegum.com, Rebecca@heretochewbubblegum.com, or you can email in at Ned and Elliot at heretochewbubblegum@yahoo.com.
Oh, definitely. We're going to go ahead and move on to segment 1. I'm going to open up with a very interesting story. It's interesting to me. And I may have lost a second page. Let me find it here real quick. And I have got it. So, Mars. We're going to talk about Mars. Do you want to live on Mars? NASA is seeking participants to live on a fake Martian habitat for 1 year. MysteryWire.com recently reported if you want to spend a year pretending to be isolated on Mars, NASA has a job for you. NASA is taking applications for 4 people to live for a year in the Mars Dune Alpha. That's a 1,700 square meter Martian habitat created by a 3D printer and housed inside a building at the Johnson Space Center in Houston. The paid volunteers. What does that mean, paid volunteers? I've never heard that term before.
It means that you are volunteering, and if you're selected,
you get paid.
Will be reimbursed up to X amount of dollars.
Oh, okay. All right. That makes sense. The paid volunteers will work in a simulated Martian exploration mission complete with spacewalks, limited communications back home, restricted food and resources, and equipment failures. NASA is planning 3 of these experiments, with the first one starting next fall. Food will be ready to eat space food, and at the moment there are no windows planned, and some plants will be grown inside the habitat. We want to understand how humans perform in them, said lead scientist Grace Douglas. We are looking at Mars realistic simulations. The application process, again, is now open, and NASA is seeking just anybody. The NASA isn't seeking just anybody. The requirements are strict, including a master's degree in science, engineering, or a math field, or pilot experience. Only American citizens or permanent U.S. residents are eligible. Applicants must be between 30 and 55 in good physical health with no dietary issues and not prone to motion sickness. NASA is looking for those people who are close to astronauts, said former Canadian astronaut Chris Hadfield. He said that that's a good thing because it will make the experiment better if the participants are more similar to the people who will really go to Mars. Past Russian efforts at a pretend Mars mission called Mars 500 didn't end well, partly because people were too much like everyday people, he said. For the right person, this could be great, said Hadfield. Just think how much you're going to be able to catch up on Netflix, he said. And if you have a musical instrument there, you could go in knowing nothing about it and come out being a concert musician if you want. Again, for more information, if you're interested in living in the fake Mars habitat, just check out NASA.com and put your application in today. And if you do get selected, please email, call, text, or leave us a voicemail, me or Dirty Dan, and let us know that you got picked. What's your thoughts on that? If you could get picked for a Mars project to go in 1 year and pretend that you live on Mars, would you do it?
I can't. I got rejected.
Oh, you got rejected.
My feet are too big for space boots.
Really? Really? They don't make them that big?
They only go to a 15.
Oh, okay. Well, darn. I don't think I would, just for the fact that there's no windows. I don't think that I could do that.
I could care less about the windows. I wouldn't do it for the simple fact that it's not Elon Musk taking me there. I love that man.
Now, 1,700 feet is a lot of space to roam around in, but no windows, I really don't think I could do that. You don't think 1,700 square feet is a lot of space?
I mean, it's like a work bay at work.
1,700 square feet? Isn't that the size of a typical 3-bedroom house nowadays? You must have really big work bays.
Well, you got to pull a tractor trailer in there.
Well, yeah. Oh, okay. Well, see, that's the size of a 3-bedroom mobile home, 1,700 square feet.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'm right on that. Math was always my weakness, man.
I think it's somewhere between 1,600 and 1,700 feet.
Okay. But I mean, like most houses, like 2,300 square feet is a lot of feet, correct?
Yeah, we have a lot of feet.
Okay. And then you said that you loved Elon Musk. Why is that? Do you have a story about Mr. Elon Musk?
I have a story involving him, but that man, for all the wonderful crap he starts on the social media sites,
yes,
he is still a freaking genius. And a lot of people don't realize that he hasn't taken a paycheck since Tesla started.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. And he's officially off the books as of this year.
Right.
He rejected his $1 a year salary paycheck before. He's officially off the books.
So he won't be making that $1 this year.
He never cashed the checks. But that man is.
You like Elon Musk? I like Jeff Bezos. Could this story have anything to do with Elon Musk versus Jeff Bezos?
Yeah, you're just gonna cry in the corner again.
Dude, I'm just pulling your leg.
I know. This is Jeff Bezos' space company Blue Origin's second attempt in suing NASA as the fight escalates with SpaceX over a lucrative moon landing contract. Jeff Bezos' space company is taking NASA to federal court again after it selected SpaceX over Blue Origin for a lucrative project to put boots back on the moon. Blue Origin filed the complaint against NASA in the U.S. Court of Federal Claims on Monday. It challenges NASA's unlawful and improper evaluation of proposals that were submitted for its Human Landing System program. The protest is sealed behind a protective order and represents the first step in a federal court to overturn NASA's original decision. The Blue Origin spokesperson confirmed the lawsuit. We firmly believe that the issues identified in this procurement and its outcomes must be addressed to restore fairness, create competition, and ensure a safe return to the moon for America, Blue Origin said. The company added that it's looking to remedy the flaws in the acquisition process found in NASA's Human Landing System. The filing is Bezos' second attempt to alter NASA's decision to select SpaceX for the multi-billion-dollar project. Blue Origin filed a complaint with the Government Accountability Office in April, less than 2 weeks after NASA selected SpaceX. In the protest, Blue Origin said NASA had promised to select more than one company for the project. It said that the agency's decision was, quote-unquote, unfair and represented favoritism towards SpaceX. Well, yeah.
Definitely.
SpaceX has had their stuff together and has been doing stuff for years. I haven't heard of Blue Origin, Lord, how, a good 6-7 years at least?
Well, you know, they were in the news a couple weeks ago when they...
Well, up until that
when they went up in the sky.
Yeah, when him and Branson had a fight to see who could go higher, but not to space.
So, him suing NASA. So, basically, to me, that read as like he's got mad, he's took his ball, and he's going home.
And then he's having his parents call the kid's parents, whom he took his ball back from, to tell him that he had to take his ball back.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. We're going to take a break, but before we go into break, we have a special treat. This is the title cut off the new Midlife Crisis album entitled Have a Little Faith. That is also the name of the song we're going to be playing, Have a Little Faith. And again, this will be available September 10th on CD, USB stick, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, and much more. Here's the title track from the album, Have a Little Faith. Enjoy.
Day after day, fighting to live, just to live.
fresh, authentic Mexican food, you want El Picante in Coal Run. Dine on sizzling hot fajitas, the freshest pico de gallo, or if you're craving their secret ingredient jalapeno dip, the only place you'll find it is El Picante. Look, there are Mexican restaurants on every corner. The difference is in the mouth-watering food and the great service you'll get at El Picante in Coal Run. Visit El Picante for lunch today.
Are you a horror movie fan?
Yeah, I dig horror movies.
Are you searching for a great internet horror talk radio show to listen to?
Why, sure, that sounds quite spiffy.
Then you need to tune into deadpit.com. It's the original horror talk radio show. Dead Pit is a show by the fans and for the fans. Uncensored and unbiased opinions are the goal of the show, giving fans honest reviews on new films and vintage classics of the horror genre. Make deadpit.com your #1 horror station destination.
Greetings.
I've come here to chew bubblegum and
Wait a minute. You can't say that. I want to invite everyone to tune in each Sunday night at 10 p.m. for our show here to Chew Bubblegum.
We talk about UFOs, time travel, conspiracy theories, and other dimensions.
Bigfoot, Loch Ness, and lots of other strange and unusual topics.
So dive down the rabbit hole with us each Sunday night at 10 p.m. for Here to Chew Bubblegum.
On the X 104.9 WXLR.
Don't get lost in the sauce.
Take a lighter look into the darker side of the world. Join Elliot, Gertie, and Beagle as they jump into the dark abyss of hauntings, serial killers, conspiracy plots, and beyond. The Spooky Family Podcast premieres July 1st, wherever you find and listen to quality podcasts.
You can always call, text, or leave a voicemail for Here to Chew Bubblegum at 606-373-3396. You can also send an email to goose@heretochewbubblegum.com, Dirty Dan @heretochewbubblegum.com, or Pup, Ned, or Elliot @heretochewbubblegum@yahoo.com.
And welcome back to Here to Chew Bubblegum on the radio. We hope you enjoyed that little treat from Midlife Crisis. Again, their new album entitled Have a Little Faith will be available September 10th on CD, USB stick, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, and much, much more. And if you see these guys at any festivals coming up, please go check them out. Again, the name of the album is Have a Little Faith, and it will be available September 10th.
You know, Goose.
Yes, sir.
I was thinking about that article I just read before the break.
Okay.
You think the Amazon Prime prices are going to skyrocket to pay for this lawsuit now?
Probably. That is a good one. Probably. Do you watch much Amazon Prime Video?
Yeah, a lot actually.
What's your favorite thing on there?
Hunting for Nazis.
I have watched that. That is in my queue. Something that I've got hooked back in on, and I used to be a huge fan of this, and I watched every episode. I even had an inside contact for quite a while, and I would post spoilers that would happen in the episode. I used to be a huge fan of the Walking Dead television show. I had not watched an episode since they took the Rick Grimes character off. And over the past couple of weeks, I have got caught up on all that. And it's actually, because I figured it would go downhill and be bad. It was actually pretty good. And I've been watching some of the other Walking Dead spinoffs. So that's what I've been doing.
Never watched a second of that show.
Really?
Really.
You don't like zombies?
It's not that I don't like zombies, but I was a very, still am, a very large Boondock Saints fan.
Uh-huh.
And I refuse to watch pretty much any other movies that have any of those characters in it because I don't want to think of them in any other way. But
yeah, but Daryl Dixon's a really, really good character in it.
I'm sure he is.
It's just not your cup of tea, huh?
That and Sons of Anarchy.
I have never watched. I watched a few episodes of Sons of Anarchy, and then just
Apparently, I look like Opie.
Oh, okay. Well, see, he was actually in the last season of the Walking Dead. He was a Whisperer, Beta. So,
a Whisperer.
Yes. These were guys that would actually kill zombies, skin them, and then wear the face of the zombie and blend in with them. And when they were in a group with the zombie herd, they would whisper like, "Go get her." It was creepy. It was creepy. So,
yeah.
I'm going to move on and talk about the Department of Energy.
Let's do that.
A recent Drive article states that when it comes to discussions of government secrecy, much of the conversation tends to revolve around the Department of Defense or U.S. Intelligence Committee. After all, the U.S. military develops many of the United States' most sensitive weapon systems to defend America and project its power globally, and the intelligence community gathers and analyzes sensitive information on foreign threats and external national security matters. Each year, the budget requests from the U.S. military are packed with classified and special access programs, or SAPs, sporting vague code names, many which will never see the light of day. When the talk of the black world, most often, the conversation centers around programs and technologies suspected to be housed deep within the classified ends of the Pentagon and its various service branches. Often left out of this conversation is the fact that a wholly separate cabinet, the Department of the U.S. government, that is arguably even more secret than the Department of Defense over the last few years, allegations of secret technology claims that the Department of Defense may be concealing scientific breakthroughs from the American public. However, if the U.S. government or some faction within it hypothetically came across groundbreaking development in energy production or applied physics, a very strong case could be made that such a revolution would likely be housed deep within the Department of Energy rather than the Department of DOD. And what I find interesting about that first part is they go on about hypothetically and groundbreaking. It could be. It's already here. We just don't know about it. And it will be years before we know about it. The article goes on to say that the Department of Energy was officially formed in 1977, although its roots were planned in the Atomic Energy Act of 1946. The Atomic Energy Act established the Atomic Energy Commission, an agency designed to manage and control United States nuclear technology under a civilian regime rather than overseen directly by the military itself. This is a gray area of sorts, however, as there are and always have been numerous positions at both the Department of Energy and National Nuclear Security Administration, or NNSA, that is head and staffed by uniformed military officers. One of the main tasks of the Department of Energy today is to test, develop, and maintain the United States nuclear weapons stockpile. While the Department of Defense develops, operates, and maintains the systems that deliver those nuclear weapons, the Department of Energy is the department that actually tasks with the development and acquisition of nuclear warheads. The Department of Energy handles all functions not related to warhead delivery, storing and securing nuclear warheads that are not deployed on board through the Department of Defense systems. To facilitate cooperation between the two, the Nuclear Weapons Council was established in 1986. This council consists of senior-level officials from both the Department of Energy and DOD who coordinate on interagency activities related to the maintenance of the U.S. nuclear stockpile. Protecting the highly sensitive information is obviously a top priority for the Department of Energy, and for that reason, the agency operates its own independent intelligence and counterintelligence arms, which are part of its relatively extensive and uniquely equipped apparatus of security forces. The Department of Energy's Office of Intelligence and Counterterrorism was founded along with the department in 1977 and aims to identify threats to the U.S. national security and the Department of Energy enterprise. According to the fiscal year 2021 Department of Energy budget request, they requested over $26 billion in 2011 and 2021 for defense activities, while $1 billion was requested for undisclosed other defense activities. You know, I never knew that about the Department of Energy, and I just wanted to read that story to make some of our listeners aware of it and educate them, as well as myself. Had you ever...
Undisclosed expenses.
Yes, $1 billion. Had you ever thought that the Department of Energy had their own counterterrorism branch and security branch and so forth?
I knew they had a security branch of some sort or some sort of militia force because, again, I lived in between two nuclear power plants.
Right.
And they are all run by the DOE. And I didn't have my license yet, but my buddy did. And we were driving around one night after working on the farm, and his cousin worked as one of the security guards there.
Okay.
And we wound up getting a flat tire, and we pulled off on this little access road, so we were off the main road because it was a 2-lane road with no shoulder.
Right.
So we could change the tire. And we got the car up, and I had one of those the cross tire irons.
Yeah.
And Nick had a regular one in his hand. And as we were about to start getting the lug nuts off, all of a sudden, we see 1,000 red dots around us.
Oh, man.
And we heard commands to drop what was in our hands, place our hands up in the air, spread apart, and wait for further instruction or until someone came to greet us. And there was at least, I'd have to say, 15 to 20 vehicles with, it looked like a SWAT team basically coming.
Did they help you change your tire?
No, Nick's cousin was actually the only one there that knew how to.
Oh, okay.
We also knew how to. So
okay.
Once they realized that we didn't have any bombs on us and we weren't up to no good and whatnot, they said, we can hastily change our tire and get out of here and to not do that again.
So you couldn't even pull over there to change a tire on an access road to get off the main road to keep from getting hit or causing an accident.
To be fair, the road surface hadn't even changed yet, so I didn't even think we were on their property. But
you were.
Yeah, apparently.
There's a buddy of mine. I'm not going to tell his name. This is a little embarrassing story. And 2006, someone paid him to take them to Washington, D.C. So he had never been to Washington, D.C. He gets lost, and he's like, well, I'll pass this exit up. I'll pull in this next place and ask for directions. So the next place he pulls into, and this is 2006, he pulls into the Pentagon. And his car is immediately swarmed by military, and he's trying to ask directions. And he said they told him point blank, I do not care. I'm not giving you directions. Turn around and leave now. And as he's telling me this story, this is a soft-spoken guy, big-hearted. And he's like, and they were hateful and grouchy to me. They wasn't friendly. He's like, I pulled up and was like, hey, can you do me a favor and tell me? He's like, I didn't even get to finish what I was saying. They started yelling at me. So do not pull into the Pentagon and ask for directions because you will get yelled at. So.
Yeah, it was little, had laser sights pointed at them, one, let alone 1,000 of them, it seemed.
Right.
I know how a cat feels now when you point a laser pointer at it, but that was not a pleasant feeling.
Right. And how old were you, like 15, 16 years old?
I was 14 and a half.
Okay. Yeah, that would definitely freak me out too. So, Russian submarines, what do you know about them?
Not even just Russian subs, but all their nuclear fleet.
Yes, yes.
They made approximately, and I have conflicting reports on this, which I find very interesting, somewhere between 263 to 282 nuclear vessels during the Soviet era. And that could have been, most of them were subs, which they said about 201 of them were subs, give or take.
Right.
But the others were dock ships or icebreakers, frigates, other things like that. But of those apparent 201 subs, they don't know where 6 of them are.
Wow.
6 of them that never had the nuclear fuel taken out of them
are missing. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes. The recycling of the other 195 was completed in early 2020, and the other 3 were supposed to have all of the fuel out of them and wet prepped by May of 2020. So it's over a year now that they have no idea where these things are.
Wow.
So remember that whole undisclosed
Oh, yeah.
expense you just said?
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm thinking, because when you go ahead and have when you have an actual release from the Rosatom Corporation from Russia, which is like their giant recycling. They're the one. It's a recycling depot. They're the ones in charge of all the military power.
Right.
Saying that we've gotten all the recycling of the technical support vessels and depot ships done by 2020. We are expected to complete the dismantling and recycling of all remaining 14 support ships and submarines. By the way, we can't find where 6 of the 201 decoy subs are.
Wow. And they have no clue, huh?
They said that in 2014 they noticed that 2 of them were not where they were supposed to be, and sometime between then and June of this year they realized that there was a total of 6 that were not where they're supposed to be.
Now, off topic a little bit. You know where the largest supplier of uranium in the United States is? It's not far away from us. It's Oak Ridge, Tennessee. Not supplier. I mean, our government does it. So, but it's in Oak Ridge, Tennessee. So
that's where the largest hold of it is.
Now, these last ones that were made, do you know what year they were made in?
They were all in the late 80s. Like one of them had just been, 1 or 2 of them had just been finished, and one wasn't quite finished yet when the Soviet Union fell.
Now, so you've got, like, let's say they were made in 90, 31 years ago. Even technology back 31 years ago, would that be equal to us, to the common people today, or would that still be more advanced than us today in a nuclear submarine?
I don't know how similar the Russians are or were to us.
Right.
So based upon thinking that they're identical, obviously it's still more advanced than us.
Wow. Have you heard of SPURNet, my friend? SPURNet is the secret internet protocol router network that is a system of interconnected computer networks used by the United States Department of Defense and the Department of State. They use this network to transmit classified information up to and including information classified secret. They do this by packet switching over the complexity secure environment. It also secures such as hypertext, document access, and electronic mail as such. SPURNet is the Department of Defense's version of the civilian internet. SPURNet is the secret component of the of the Defense Information System. The Joint Worldwide Intelligence Community System is also used for top secret communications. According to the U.S. Department of State Web Development Handbook, domain structure and naming conventions are the same as the open internet, except for the addition of a second-level domain like e.g. .sgov or openform.state.sgov.gov. Access is available to a small pool of trusted allies, including Australia, Canada, United Kingdom, and New Zealand. An interesting fact to add on, an insider recently contacted me and told me that top secret computers in government locations always have a red Ethernet cable. Non-top secret government computers have a green Ethernet cable. Also, if you're really interested in some articles to read on this, go to duckduckgo.com and search SPIRNet Awakening. Again, that's SPIR Net Awakening. And I found it fascinating that if you're in a let's say that you're on a tour to the not White House, but the United States Capitol, and you're in meeting with your local congressman or whatever. If you see a computer with a red Ethernet cable going into it, that is a top secret computer. And if you see a green one, that is non-top secret. I thought that was pretty neat, and just wanted to throw that out there.
I'm just kind of curious what someone that's got a color deficiency would do for that.
That is I will have to reach back out to my contact and ask him what they would do in that situation. Oh, maybe they'll have the word green on it or something where they could read it, or red, like a tag or something like that. But I've never lost a nuclear submarine, and I am very glad of that.
It's kind of a hot topic, but
hot topic. I like that.
So, speaking of hot topics, we have one that just walked in here. I believe she's going to share a piece that she wrote with us. This would be Rebecca Short from TikTok. Has a nice little piece that she wrote. When did you say, last week?
Yeah.
Last week.
We definitely want to check that out. Get up and let her sit down there in your spot where she's mic'd up and
absolutely.
Can hear the headphones and stuff. Again, Dirty Dan switching off to Rebecca Short of TikTok. And she's going to read us a special piece right here on the Here to Chew Bubblegum radio show. Hey, how are you doing?
Hi.
Hi. You're going to read us that piece. I'm looking forward to this.
I am. So I wrote this last week. There was just, some stuff going on, and it was just, one of those moments where, everything connected for me. So it's called Perpetual Purpose. The last couple days, weeks, time doesn't exist, have been weird, right? All the energies, the Schumann spikes, the synchronicities, the collective universal whispers are coming to fruition. We have tuned into the divine frequencies. The messages are coming in clear, like scanning through static to find a radio station. The ether resides in varying forms, fulfilling particular services. Torsion light energy fields affect time. As Cosgrove found in his studies, the density of time is changing our thoughts. We are excelling our ascension. Over unity is free energy, when output exceeds input through transmutation. Collective mass meditations and shifting of the force energies creates reality. The universe always says yes. Perpetual energy is always potential. Routine and happenstance synchronicities are the yin and the yang. Coincidences are not by chance. Everything happens for a reason. With clear sight and 20/20 vision, the lenses of indoctrination have been shattered. Seeing now the realms that have always existed. Understanding and remembering that we are here for a purpose. It's breaking through and far beyond anything that we have been taught to believe as absolute. Escaping that construct, separating from the programming, and abandoning selfish desires allows the freedom to tap into the sacredness of Source, thus understanding and utilizing the missing links to it all and the theory to everything. Destruction is always loud, but needed for creation. Trees fall with the sounds of thunder, yet seeds sprout and grow in silence. Duality is needed. Balance is needed. Light can't exist without darkness. The happenstances of free will is the potential energy intricately weaving into the cosmic routines of perpetual purpose. Becoming the observer of the present happenings allows the communication from the cosmic messengers to be heard. Removing the blocks created by selfish desires and manipulated realities, thus releasing karma. Trusting fully in their nirvana, the supreme peace, the art of letting go and flowing with the current. As you breathe out, releasing the idea of control and finally finding the Hariah. Embracing the awakened breath that naturally fills, placing consciousness in a state of sanity that only comes after complete breakdowns and surrender into madness. This is the return to Source. Welcome home.
I love that. That still makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. I was one of the lucky people that got a preview of that
You did
last week, and I love that. Thank you very much for sharing that with us, Rebecca.
Thank you. I thought that I'd just pop in real quick and say what's up and see you guys on TikTok and Telegram.
Oh, yes, we will. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Rebecca Short from TikTok. Be sure to check her out. You can check her link out on our website, here to chewbubblegum.com. Just click on Friends of the Show page, scroll down, and you can find a couple of different links for her. And Dirty Dan's sitting back down, making a bunch of noise. That's fine. That's fine, man. That's fine.
Good.
Before you get on with everything else, I want to remind everyone episode 42 is up. Part 1 DJ Nikki interview on the podcast is coming Sunday. Part 2 of the DJ Nikki interview. Dirty Dan, how can people contact us if they want to be a part of the show?
Well, you can either call, text, or leave a voicemail at 606-373-3396. If you want to leave a voicemail and have it played on the radio show, make sure it's clean. Or you can email us at goose@heretochewbubblegum.com, Dirty Dan at heretochewbubblegum.com, and Rebecca at heretochewbubblegum.com. You can also email Pup, Ned, or Elliot at heretochewbubblegum@yahoo.com.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And we're going to close out. I'm going to let my friend Dirty Dan tell you about a very special organization to follow. Dirty Dan, take it away.
So this is doing kind of a month of recognition for groups that are near and dear to us now. And this group is just a small collection of really amazing people who have taken their talents and connections to the highest degree of self-service to give back, specifically to give back to those who need it the most in the worst and the darkest of times. You can look them up on the YouTube app or youtube.com. Go to type in Adventures with Purpose. They're a specialty diving team. They go around across the country, literally leaving their jobs for months on end to volunteer their time, goods, and services, all expenses out of their own pocket, to help with missing persons case. I mean, some of these cases are 40, 50, 60 years old. Some of them are 4, 5, 6 days old. And they have a very, very high success rate. They are very, very good at what they do. And for them to do it, I keep doing it. I think, anyone who can, I myself have, just reach out and give them the support. You can, even liking one of their videos helps them out. Or if you want to get involved with them more, or you have something that would be beneficial to them to lend to them or offer to them, check them out at adventureswithpurpose.com. That's Sam and Jared's website. And just give them a like and a follow.
Let's say special thanks to Carlin for all the voiceover work and for providing the Midlife Crisis sneak peek from their new album, Have a Little Faith, available September 10th on CD, USB stick, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, and much more. Also, want to say special thanks to CK, Uncle Bill, and the rest of the gang over at deadpit.com. My friend and Dirty Dan's friend, Justin Perkins of Talk Junkie. Be sure to stop by down on the Holler with Jordan and Brad. Don't forget about Seth's Daily Podcast. And if you're into the spooky, unexplained, be sure to visit spookyfamilypodcast.com. And if you want to awaken more, be sure to check out Rebecca Short on TikTok. That'll do it for this week. We'll see you next week. And until then, so long for now.
Maybe I'm not leaving. Maybe I'm just going home.
Thanks for listening to Here to Chew Bubblegum. Tune in next time as we dive deeper into things the government doesn't want us to know. You can always call, text, or leave a voicemail for Here to Chew Bubblegum at 606-373-3396.